If you have seen BAKJC's music videos and a lot of other drill music videos, then you have probably seen this effect, and it's probably one of my favorite effects right now, so shout out to the editor who edited those music videos. His name is Invalid, I'll leave his Instagram down below. So huge shout out to him, he definitely killed this music video. But anyways, I'll show you guys how you can create it with plugins but also without any plugins. So follow along and let's get right into it. But real quick before we get into it, I just want to let you guys know that I'm Lurking Visuals and I've been editing music videos for the past 4 years. But now that I'm trying to share all of my knowledge with you guys, I've also uploaded all of my presets onto my website lurkingvisuals.store, where you can find all of my personal presets that I've been using for the past 4 years to edit music videos for some of my favorite artists. So I'll leave a link to the description, you can go and check it out for yourself, but let's get right into it. So I'm in After Effects right now, and as you can tell I got 2 clips ready to work on. And this is the first clip, and here I got the second one. And the first thing that I'll start off by doing is right clicking on this blank space and go to new and create a new adjustment layer. And I'll cut this adjustment layer right here. The first effect that I'll be adding on is the effect that I'm using to speed this up. So I'll head up to effects and presets and I'll add on a time warp effect. And this is not a plugin, so if you guys don't have any paid plugins, you can use this one. And all you gotta do is turn the speed up to 100 and then keyframe it and then go 4 frames in and then turn it up to 1300. But for you guys that have paid plugins, I'll recommend using Twixtor instead. It's just a little bit smoother, so that's what I'll be going with. It's basically the same effect, just a tiny bit smoother. And with the Twixtor, you gotta change your input frame rate to the frame rate of your clip. So I'll check my frame rates right here, and it's 23.976. So I'll change my input frame rate to 23.976. And then, like I did on the time remap effect, I'll keyframe the speed from 100 and go 4 frames in and turn it up to 1300. Now to get your Twixtor a little bit smoother, I'll head down to motion blur compensation right here, and I will turn this up to 0.1. And you can tell we got a little bit of motion blur around the edges right now, and it's maybe a little bit too much, but you can go ahead and change it later on. And now if I play it through, I show you guys what I got. It's just a smooth speed up, but this is not what I'm looking for. I'll change this by adding on a lot of effects. So the first effect that I'll be adding on is a tint. Just because I like this look of the black and white, it just gives that more kind of serious look, as well as an add grain effect. And this just goes really well with a black and white. And I'll change the viewing mode to final output, and I'll turn up the intensity to like 1.4 and keep it like that. If that's too much for your clips, then you can go ahead and turn it down a little bit, but I feel like this is good for mine. And I'll be adding on a sapphire flicker, and this is just to spice it up a little bit. If you don't have sapphire, you can use a strobe light effect. It's basically the same thing, but you have to mess a lot with the settings for the strobe light. And for my first frame, I'll turn it down to 0, and on my last frame, I'll turn it up to 1.7, so we can have a pretty intense flash going on. And I'll be adding on a posterized time effect, and this is to drag down my frame rate, so I'll get the kind of stop motion look. And I'll turn down my frame rate to 12, which is half of what I got right now. And you can turn it down to 8 if you'd like to, or maybe even 6, but I'll keep it at 12. And now I'll be adding on a transform effect, and I'll probably add on a little bit more effects later on just to spice it up even more. But this transform effect is what I'll be using to zoom in on my subject. So as you can tell, I got more than one subject, so I'll just be freestyling this. For this first clip, it will look a lot better if I zoomed in on this guy right here. So I'll grab this anchor point and put it to the middle of his face, like that. So I'll be messing with the scale now and turning it up to like 250. Something like this. And then I'll be keyframing the anchor point and the position, and then go like 2 frames in. And he's still centered, so I don't have to do a lot. Just go to the next 2 frames. And here it's also centered once again, so I don't have to do much. Then go 2 frames in once again. You can tell right now it's off center. So I'll press U on my keyboard to view all of my keyframes. Then I'll be pressing the add keyframe button right there and add 3 keyframes. And then I'll just be resizing it once again to get him to the middle. And you can press this button right here and turn on proportional grid. And once you have proportional grid on, you can adjust his face to the middle like this. Then I'll go to the next frame, and I don't know what the fuck happened to this clip, but it's probably some edit in the original music video. But I'll be adding a keyframe once again, and then reposition my subject to the middle. And then I'll just keep the same thing going over and over again until I'm happy with what I got. And now I have to go frame by frame for a couple of minutes and just adjusting the settings. Your keyframes should look something like this, and if they don't, you have probably messed up. So I would recommend it to go back and check the steps that I did and make sure that you follow them step by step. But now if I play it through, I have something that looks like this, which is cool. I mean, I'm pretty happy with this. The only thing that I don't like is just the clip fucking up right there. You can see that its face is not even there. But apart from that, like, the clip looks good and I'm pretty happy with the effect. The only thing that I feel like I could change is adding some kind of glow on towards the end. So I'll add on a deep glow and try that. If you don't have deep glow, you can use the stock glow inside of After Effects. But here for this last frame, I'll be turning the glow up. Let's do like 2.8 and turn up the radius to 400 like this. And then over here, I'll turn it down to 0. And I'll press U on my keyboard to view all of my keyframes. And let's create a graph to look something like this. And right now it looks like this. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that I turned down the Twixtor motion blur compensation a little bit to 0.05. But I'll also add on a radial blur just to get a little bit more focus on our subjects. But I'll keep it subtle at like 4. Or let's do 5, because this blur looks really good since we are pretty focused on our subjects in the middle, and it will just add this blur on towards like everything that's not in the middle. That way we have like a lot of more focus on our subjects. And the final part that I'll be doing is creating a new adjustment layer right here, or actually not the final part because I have something else. And to this adjustment layer, I would like to add on some kind of shake, just to have something smooth in between my clips. And to do that, I'll open up my user presets, open up my ultimate shake pack, and in here I got 20 shakes. And these are 20 of my favorite shakes. I use them in literally every single one of my music videos, like they're absolutely crazy. And in this pack I got some basic ones like this subtle shake 2, but I also have some triple ones and some intense ones. This one is pretty basic, but it looks so good. Like, I haven't found a single clip where it doesn't fit. So I'll play it through and show you guys what it looks like. And I'm not even exaggerating, like, that's a perfect shake in my opinion. But I would like something a little bit more extra, so I'll actually remove it and try to spice it up with an optical shake instead. And this is a little bit more trippy, but I still like the look of this, so I'll show you guys what it looks like. And as you can tell, a little bit more trippy. You got that kind of distortion when the shake comes in. But it looks really good, and I didn't even add the motion blur on, so I'll do that for the shake. But for this adjustment layer with the movement, I won't be motion blur. I just don't think it looks good. So as a final touch, I'll actually right click and create a new adjustment layer. And to this adjustment layer, I'll add on an RSMB effect. So I'll just search up RSMB and drag it onto my clip. So I'll turn down the blur amount a lot to like 0.1. And then I'll also mess with the motion sensitivity. I keep it like around 50. And this should make both of our effects a lot smoother. And it's just an extra final touch. That's pretty much it for this tutorial. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, feel free to leave a like and subscribe. And I'll leave the link to the shake pack in the description, as well as all of my other packs. So feel free to go and check them out. But once again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.